Hi, guys. Welcome to our show. My name is Jo Labbé, and I'm your host here at Soul Connections with Jo Labbé. And we're part of Star Nation's radio network and being broadcast through VLive TV. This is an evening of connecting to your soul and your spiritual team for healing and for some divine guidance. So welcome, everyone. So there are a number of people. Hi, Rob, of course. What'd you know, Polly Joe? That's how we start off the day with Rob. Thanks, dude, for having my back for that. So those of you who are already on, I see Rob and Margaret and Ellen. Of course, I will pull cards. I'll be doing that after we do our medicine. Interesting how that just came out. Hi, Neshi. Nice to see you. Hi, Carol. Good to see you as well. So yes, tonight we are going to do our healing meditation. And then after we do that, I will pull some cards. And the deck tonight is going to be the Gaia Oracle. And apparently my spiritual team has me on this Tony Carmen Salerno kick. Because they've been a bunch of those cards. And I think just because at the moment they're really impacting and reaching what people are needing to hear. And I love that this is guidance, affirmations, and transformation. Because that seems to be the theme lately. You're welcome, Dudette. I love it. Hi, Michelle. How you doing today? Nice to have you in the house. So one of the things that helps get the healing out there, helps get the messages out there, is if you could just like and share this broadcast. You can do it on your own timeline or in a group or on a page that you know people would be really in tune to maybe listening. And the cool thing is you don't have to be able to listen to it live. You can always listen to it in the archives after it's been recorded. And I apologize to anybody who asked for cards last week after the show was recorded because I did not get time to pull any extra cards for people, which I normally do. I was away and I was working. So I just did not get to it. But I will get to it this week. So if you missed the broadcast, feel free to type in yes, please, and I will get back to you with a card as well. So glad to see you guys here. So I'm going to give it a few minutes for people to sort of get in here and get in sync with us. One of the things that has been coming up a lot lately is that people have been triggered. And by that, oh, hi, Judy. Glad you're back. Nice. Don't worry about it. The thing that's been happening lately is people have been triggered. And what I mean by triggered is, we get upset or angry about something that somebody else says or does. We maybe take it personally. It impacts us, even when it really doesn't have anything to do with us personally. And when that happens, our energy gets really cranked up. And we bring forward old energy, old hurt, old wounds that need to be healed. So I encourage you, if you've been having any times recently where you've been feeling a little more upset than usual, a little angrier than usual, or feeling run down, or overwhelmed with things that are going on around you, to as we're doing this healing tonight, to sort of guide it to release any triggers that you have at the moment that might still be active. Because I know there's been a lot going on, in the world around us that we can't control, and that can make it a little difficult for people to maneuver what's going on in their life and have a hard time not carrying that energy into what they're doing. So feel free to guide your healing this evening if you've been having trouble with that. So yes, I will be pulling cards. Just make sure you guys ask for them, because I will read them off in order that you ask for them. That's the easiest way for me. I just scroll through the requests and I pull from them in that way. And I will stay on until every card is pulled for people who are live. So don't worry if you get on late or you don't ask right away, because if you are here, if your spiritual team got you here to be part of this, then let's just have that message come through for you. And Rob's saying, yeah, he's having trouble right now. You know, a lot of people are, Rob. I did a couple of clients in the last few days who are really holding energy that is for healing the earth. I had a woman who was very triggered by all of the things that are going on with animals lately in the news, and things that have been happening for women, and some of the disregard that's been happening in different areas. And it was really triggering for her, but she couldn't trace it to her own energy. And what we realized was, as an empath, you know, she was carrying some of the clearing for the planet. She was trying to release some of the grief and the sorrow and all of that for the planet. Yes, Judy's saying, hi, Rob, same here. Physically, mentally, everything in the world, I've been so overwhelmed. Yeah. And when that happens, you're usually not in just your own energy. You're in either energy from your past, or you've absorbed other people's overwhelm and other people's stress. And so, you know, let's be mindful this evening about getting everybody's energy off of you that's not you first and foremost. And then releasing whatever may be getting triggered for you around this energy. One of the things that has been coming up a lot lately is people blaming, you know, and blaming groups of people. And when we do that, you know, if we blame all men or all women or all Democrats or all Republicans, or, you know, everybody with brown hair, whatever the group we blame, we're making a huge amount of assumptions that everybody in that group is the same. And when we do that, we sort of dehumanize the other group, because that's not really true. When we do an oversimplification, it may be true for a number of people that you've run across or encountered, but to make the leap to saying everyone or they always or they never, that's not completely in alignment with universal truth. So, yes. So Rob is saying it's more than a simple triggering. It's a cloud of darkness that's descended on everywhere. It's not just local to work or town. It's everywhere. Yes. So I'd invite you to think of it not as it's descended, that it's come down upon us, but rather imagine, you know, that the earth has been holding within her layers, within her crust, so to speak, all of our old anger, all of our old fear, all of our old hatred. And every time there's a big storm, that gets shook out, because it's not hers to carry for us, right? And so when it gets shook out, it ends up in the layer of her aura, or her ozone, as some people would call it, that we actually inhabit. So we're breathing in this old anger. We're breathing in this old hatred. We're breathing in this old injustice. And it's our job to release it, because we put it there in the first place. Maybe not in this lifetime, but, you know, our ancestors, may have put that there. And it happens when we don't treat other human beings as human. We categorize them and we make them seem less than human. And we do it with animals too, like they don't matter. So when we do this kind of thing, then we're not seeing their soul and those people can't see our soul. And then we hurt in our physical body from the pain and the grief of that. And so those of you who are empathic, and I know a ton of you are out there, that may be part of what you're feeling. And so I've really been mindful lately of trying to remember that we're all wounded. We all have been hurt in some way. And if we can notice when somebody is talking from their wounded place, maybe we can hold space for, okay, this has nothing to do with me. I don't have to take this personally. This is their wound talking. And I can just send compassion and love, even when they are being really hateful or really angry. But if I don't take it as being directed at me, I can hold love and compassion for that person and, invite their healing to come through for them. They may not receive it, but I can certainly, I can certainly do it. So Rob just gave me a cute, I blame all polyjos. Yeah, well, I'm sure I've done my fair share of things, at least in other lifetimes, maybe a few in this lifetime as well. So, remember that's what's going on. And then the other thing to remember that's going on is the energy right now. We're in the planetary second chakra. And I know that sounds kind of strange, but when we're in the second chakra, there's a lot of emotional energy that's getting unleashed. And it's going to get unleashed between now and Halloween, basically. A little bit after Halloween. But, and because we do have another election coming up, even if it is maybe minor for some people, I think they're all important, but it may carry through to the election because the elections have been very emotionally charged lately. So know that anxiety, that overwhelm, that sense of lack of control, some of that may not be yours. And so I invite you again tonight to release this and to find some room in your heart for compassion, and compassion for yourself, compassion and love for how you've been reacting to the energy around you, and give yourself a break, right? Because we all do the best that we can, and you're here, and that means you have a moment of, okay, I gotta let some of this go. It's not working for me. Okay, so let's get started because I feel like we need this healing big time tonight. And again, you guys are doing a great job. Make sure that you put in, that you want a card if you want one when we're done. All right. So let's begin. All right. So start with your arms and your legs uncrossed. Yeah. Oh, and I'm going to make clearing noises. It's been very noisy. A lot of energy needing to move. And we're going to just begin by taking a couple of really deep breaths. And when you blow out the air, feel free to make noise as it releases. Let go of all that stuck old air you're holding on to. So take a deep breath. Really let it go. No need to hold on to it. And try that again. Take a deep breath. And blow it out. Yep, there we go. And begin by calling in the divine, however you connect, however you perceive that. For some, it may be God. For goddess, creator, all that is, universe. Take a moment to just connect with how you envision the divine. And we ask the divine energy to surround and protect us in a bubble of infinite love and infinite light. And we set the intention that this healing is for the good of all and harm to none, including ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we invite in our spiritual team, our angels, our guides, our ancestors, our animals, the ascended masters, star beings, all divine of the highest, fullest, and brightest vibration available to us in this moment of now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we ask our team to help guide us in releasing whatever energy is not ours, and whatever energy no longer serves our state of being.
Yeah.
We're going to begin by calling in the divine energy through the top of the head, through the crown. And as it comes in, just gently allowing all the energy swirling around in your brain, all those thoughts, ideas, beliefs, patterns, any energy that is distracting.
Yeah.
Just really calming and quieting and bringing yourself back to center, back to this moment the best you can.
Yeah. Yeah.
And take all the energy that you have in your past, all of the energy of things that have happened to you that you're still holding on to, that you're still upset about,
Yeah.
the ways that other people have wronged you
Yeah.
or you have wronged them. Really just allow that energy to come back into this moment right now. The memories are still there, but you don't need to focus your attention there in this moment. So just notice your breath and notice your heartbeat.
Yeah.
Now take all your energy that's projected into the future, that's worrying about things that need to get done or that are going to happen or might happen, all the to-do lists that you have, and just really know that all of it will be waiting for you, but you don't need to worry about it right this moment. And bring your attention back to now, back to your breath.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And open up your channels of communication with your spiritual team. Open up your ears. Open up your third eye, your eyes, the intuitive radar.
Yeah.
Those points where the blasts of information come into your body.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And really open your ears so that you can hear those messages clearly and make space for you to be heard clearly. What you need, what you want, what you desire.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
And open your throat so your authentic truth can be spoken.
Yeah.
And release the energy from all the words that you've spoken in anger, in fear, in hate.
Right. Yeah.
And release all the energy where you've held back what you needed to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
And all the stress and the tension that you've been holding in your neck and in your shoulders. That energy that feels very much like a burden, like you're carrying the weight of the world on those shoulders.
Yeah.
And just really allow that energy to just gently slide off. And again, you can pick up all your responsibilities when we are done. But this moment right now is simply for you and your own healing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
There we go. And bringing the energy down into your lungs and expanding your breath. Allowing the divine energy to fill in all the oxygen so it moves through your cells and through your bloodstream.
God. Yeah.
To send love and support through to all your tissues, veins, arteries.
Yonanechi. Yeah.
And opening up your heart, your energetic heart and your physical heart.
Yeah.
So when we shield our heart in protection, we also block love from flowing out to those in need. those who need our love and our compassion. And we also block love and compassion from coming in to our heart to be received.
Yeah.
It's okay to release that sadness and that grief and overwhelm that you've been carrying for yourself, and that you've taken on for others. It's not yours to hold on to.
Yeah.
So making space in that beautiful, wonderful heart to stretch and feel worthy of receiving the divine compassion, the divine love that is flowing through.
Yeah.
We all are worthy of receiving.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sending healing to our inner child. Often the wounded part of us that carries all the old hurts and disappointments, who needs space to feel free, to play and have joy and love and wonderment.
Yeah. It's, yeah. Yeah.
And really making room for your inner child to feel safe and secure once more as you lovingly hold and protect it.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And connecting to our inner adult, that part of us that is so busy in all the doing. And right now just needs a moment of peace, grace, and tranquility in the simple act of being.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
And connecting to the inner warrior, that part of us that may be holding on to some righteous anger at the moment, ready to take action. But anger is meant to be felt in the moment and acted upon in the moment, not held on to fester.
Yeah.
And allow the warrior some space to simply be at peace. And many times the battle is not in the war. It is simply within ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
And connecting to the inner sage, our elder, that wise one that we have traveled with in each and every lifetime.
Yeah.
That part of us that can access all the divine knowledge that we've ever accumulated. And opening your energy and communication, you open to the possibility of all that ancient wisdom coming right to you in your moment of need.
Yeah.
And taking a moment to notice the energy flowing in your spine. Where do you feel tightness? Where do you feel pain? Really allow yourself to be supported with divine energy in this moment.
Yeah.
Clearing all the energy that you've pushed through projects, you've used your will to get things done. All the energy you've expended making things happen in your life.
Yeah.
And really bringing the energy in that spine back into shape, back into balance.
Yeah.
Especially at the back of the neck and behind the heart
Yeah.
and in the low back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now moving down into the third chakra, into the belly, and just really recognizing whether this energy is yours or someone else's. And if this energy is not yours, just simply allowing it to dissolve and go back to Creator, to be used for something beautiful and peaceful. Creation energy.
Yeah.
And now pay attention to all the ways that you've held on to fear. Whether that fear has shown up as overwhelm or stress or anxiety. Whether the fear is in the present moment or in the past. Past of this lifetime, past of any lifetime.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looking at the energy of disillusionment. And resentment.
Yeah.
For many times things need to change to create a shift. And sometimes we don't enjoy the change as we are in it.
Yeah.
So we become used to the pain that we carry day to day. And sometimes worry, who would we be without our pain? And yet we weren't born with this pain. We were beautiful, wonderful creatures, babies, without it.
Yeah.
And now let's look at your righteous anger. So this one is very, very strong at the moment. And are you only in your righteous anger? Or are you feeling righteous anger for others
Yeah.
who are resilient and strong enough to manage their own voice for their own pain? And instead, we can hold space and compassion for those who need support.
Yeah.
They are not in need of more anger or more fear.
Got it. Yeah. Ah.
There we go.
Yeah.
And now moving down into our second chakra, into our energetic flow, the place where we store all of our emotions, all of our abuse, all of our toxic relationships with ourselves, with others, and with things. Just be mindful of where you have given your energy away.
Yeah.
Have you given it away to alcohol? Have you allowed alcohol or drugs to have power over you? To victimize you?
Yeah.
Have you allowed money to control who you are and how you be?
God. Yeah. Yeah.
And can you imagine what your life would be without it? Without the need for it?
God.
And who have you given your power away to?
Yeah.
And if you have been a victim in the past, it does not mean that you are a victim in this moment. In this moment, you are solid and connected, courageous and resilient.
God. Yeah.
And victim is a label that does not have to control your life.
God.
Or anyone else's. As we move down into the first chakra,
Yeah.
releasing any additional energy around our safety, our security, our sense of well-being.
Yeah.
Opening our divine connection in our first chakra and allowing the infinite to fill us with possibilities that we have not dreamed or imagined yet.
Yeah.
For changing any of our life circumstances that we're unhappy with.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Allowing all that energy to move down through our legs, through our hips, all the way down into the ground, into Grandmother Earth, through the layers of floor and foundation, through all of the rocks, the strata,
Uh,
past the ancient bones and civilizations that have come before us,
yeah.
past all the minerals and crystals, all the way to the molten lava center of the earth, the heartbeat of the grandmother herself. In that center that holds the original energy of creation. And allow your energy to take root and create a cord that connects to the center. And allow it to wrap around something sturdy, like a giant tree or a crystal.
Yeah.
And let it wrap around quite a few times so you feel heavier, more deeply rooted, more deeply connected to the earth plane.
Yeah.
And now we're going to breathe in the divine feminine energy from the center of the earth, imagining it coming up through the layers of rock, through our feet. Just imagine that you're breathing in the earth energy up your feet, up your legs, and it's filling and supporting and nourishing each and every cell within your body. Feeling that love, compassion, and connection. Releasing any energy that does not serve you any longer. All the way up your spine, through your organs, through your rib cage, and your lungs and your heart. Just breathe into your heart a few moments and imagine it expanding, gently stretching, to hold even more love and compassion for yourself, more love and compassion for others.
Yeah.
And as that energy begins to fill, it overflows down your shoulders, down your arms, into your hands, so that everything you touch can carry love and compassion.
Yeah.
And allowing the energy to move up through your throat and your neck, through the top of your head, and out the top of your head like a giant waterfall or a fountain. And as it pours over you, it repairs your aura in all of its layers, reminding you that your aura is in front of you and behind you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And on either side of you. above you and below you. And it moves out like a giant sphere through the physical realm, the emotional realm,
God,
the mental realm, and the spiritual realm,
yeah,
through your past lives, through your karma.
God, yeah,
And now take a moment to send any extra energy that you do not need back to Grandmother Earth. For in sending healing energy back, we can help her to release the old energy that she's held for us without it needing to be shooken loose
yeah,
in such dramatic ways. And we also invite healing to be sent for those who are in need, those who have prayed for help or guidance, knowing that the healing energy is only for the highest good. And if it is not meant for that person to receive, then that it goes to someone else in need.
yeah, yeah,
Now slowly bring your energy back in, back into your breath, back into your bones, back into your body. Again, releasing any extra energy that you do not need at this moment, back down into the earth to be composted,
yeah,
to be used to create fresh air and water and food for the planet.
God, yeah,
So take a couple of deep breaths and really begin to bring your energy back into this moment, back into the now. And I'm going to start with card draws in a second. Hmm. So if you would like a card drawn for you, you simply have to put in yes, please, and I will take care of that. I'm going to actually start with a card draw um, for a young woman who reached out to me, Mary. She couldn't watch us live, but she needed a message pretty deeply today. So, Mary, we're starting with your card, sweetheart. And I'm going to take my name down so you guys can see better. So, this card is the Sacred Earth Mother. And this is a message of love. So, when the Sacred Earth Mother card comes up, it is a message from the Divine Feminine. However, you best connect to that. But I'm feeling Mother Mary is how you envision the divine feminine love. And remember, through all the sorrows that Mary could have focused on in her lifetime, she instead chose over and over again to focus on love and compassion, not blaming others, not shaming others, but compassion, because we all go through things. We're not all having our best day, right? And so loving people for where they're at and loving yourself and releasing the idea that you can control anyone else's life. You are only in charge of yours. And with everyone else around you, you simply need to do your best to hold compassion for where they are in their journey at this moment. And know that the Divine Mother has got your back. Okay? She's with you. She's guiding the healing that's happening. We don't have all the answers or all the control, but there's some pretty cool spiritual team members who are working behind the scenes. All right. Rob. So for Julie, your card is Eternal Love. And this is happiness, harmony, and fulfillment, is what the card says. So when we are in the truth of our heart center, the high heart, there's nothing but joy, happiness, and harmony there. When we store old wounds and we store old shame and we store old grief, it sits beneath it. And sometimes we allow that other energy to shadow our true sun, our true happiness. But remember, if you just breathe in the heart of the Divine Feminine to heal you, to support you, to guide you, you'll feel that self-love rolling in and that happiness and harmony that goes with infinite love and infinite light. And that is where the true healing happens. Not in the blaming, not in the shaming, not in the guilt, not in the anger or the fear, but in the love. And we start with ourselves. Loving ourselves for all we've been through and knowing that there's a reason. We don't have to know the reason, but allowing yourself to really feel the filling of the happiness and the joy coming into the heart right this moment. All right? Nice. And for Rob. Rob, your card is attachment. This is about letting go, restriction, and fear. When we have an attachment to something or someone, we're holding on. We're hoarding it in a way. And when we hold on in fear, we create pain. The attachment, what you're attached to, that's not the cause of the pain. The cause of the pain is you not letting it go. You giving it so much power that you're afraid to let it go. What will happen if you let it go? And in that mind space, you hold on even tighter. Who would I be without this thing? You would be Rob. And you would be love and you would be light without it. So all the darkness that comes in through this attachment can be let go in a single breath and a single moment if you so choose. So remember, when you hold on tightly to something in fear, you're smothering your opportunity for true love and happiness to come in.
Yeah.
All right, Margaret. Margaret, your card is Ocean of Eternal Love. And on it, it says healing, creativity, and fertility. So when I see the ocean of love, I think of our second chakra, right? Of all the water energy, the healing, the emotional energy that's connected to the second chakra. And when we have access to an entire ocean of that, the amount of love and healing that can happen from that. And so this is about, don't just stick your toe in the water. We get nervous about like taking action. So we just kind of stick our toe in and see, okay, is the water fine? Is it not? And this is a time to just dive right in. Dive right into those healing waters, because you can wash away and purify all that needs to be let go of, all that no longer, it feels almost like your aura is dirty. You've got this layer of gugh on top of you, and that layer isn't you. So you need some cleansing and some purification, and how you do that is up to you, but water is a big way to do that. I love using the Epsom salts in the bathtub or in the shower, or the Himalayan salt or Dead Sea salt, when I can't get to the ocean, or the ocean is just way too cold to get into. Using the water and the salt to really release through the layers of my energy body so that I can become me once more. And when that stuff is flowing, the last piece, your creativity is going to be off the charts. All these amazing ideas are just going to be flooding in, literally. So there's a lot of water connected to this. So know that in the purification, the creativity will really flow, and fertility. Not necessarily like having a baby fertility, but the fertility for brand new ideas and business and things like that for it to take root for you. Nice. All right, Ellen. I love Ganesh. So Ganesh is all about removing obstacles, but also providing protection and guidance. So this card comes as a reminder that you are the one putting the obstacles in your own path. So you can call in the divine to help you clear those obstacles out of your way. All of those things that get created in fear. Oh, I'm not going to have enough money. Oh, I'm never going to see that person again. Oh, all the drama that we create, those are our own obstacles. They're not our truth. And so call on Ganesh, because Ganesh is really good at helping us get out of our own way. And then when we do that, we get the guidance that we need. The messages come through and we're like, oh, that's what I'm supposed to do. And that's how I'm supposed to do it. And in this space, when we call on that energy to help us, we're surrounded and we're protected, so that we're not attracting other people's obstacles. We're just dealing with our own. All right. So remember, all these things are your creation. You spun them in your head. And if you don't like them, then imagine something better. Without doubt. Let go of that doubt. That's the big thing. All right, Carol. All right, dear. Your card is Lost Love. You can see that. There you go. So, lost love is about when we have pain in our heart, and we feel that our love has left us. The reality is we've just closed our heart to the divine energy, to the feminine nurturing energy. And the way to allow that to come back in is to take a few deep breaths and just imagine your heart being wide, wide open, even if it's just a little tiny crack. And allowing yourself to be vulnerable enough to allow new love energy to come in. And I'm talking about love for yourself. Because when we allow self-love to come in and fill us and rejuvenate us, then what we've imagined as lost is really found inside of us. And there's some old relationship energy that needs to be released. It's still controlling your thinking and your beliefs about yourself that aren't true and aren't valid any longer. I'm not sure they ever were valid. So in those moments, really take some time to feel your way through what would be healthy, what would really be helpful for you to no longer hold on to. Because in those old relationships, if we're still living pieces of it, then that person still has control over who we are. And nobody should have the power to control who you are, because you are a divine being of light. And that's it. All right. All right, Michelle Suzanne. Let me move to you. Your card is Moonlight. And in the moonlight, there's travel, there's romance, there's potential. The moon carries a lot of goddess energy. You know, a lot of sacred rituals were done by the light of the moon, you know, before electricity and stuff. So there was a lot of healing power. There still is a lot of healing power to the moon. So when that moon energy comes up inside of us, it's this yearning for us to spread our wings. And that's why sometimes it's literally like, I need to go somewhere tropical. Or maybe it's, I need to go on an Alaskan cruise, right? But it also can be about taking a trip to a new energy, a new space, and putting yourself out there romantically. Even if we already have a partner, you know, things get a little ordinary. And how can you reignite that spark for yourself? You can't try to ignite the spark of another, but you can ignite your own spark and let that get rekindled. And there's a lot of, you know, it talks about potential. There's a lot that can happen when we give ourselves space to breathe in our romantic partnerships, in in getting away for a little while from the mundane, from the ordinary, from our routine. Sometimes we need to spice things up. Sometimes we need to shake things up so that we don't get stuck in the everyday, in the normal. So this sounds like a lot of fun. So have fun with that. I hope that works for you. All right, Judy. I'm so glad you're back with us. Your card is, I don't know if you can see that, intuitive communication. And this is about, people think of their intuition as only being in their third eye. And that's where we read our intuition. That's where we perceive the intuition coming in. But the intuition speaks to our heart. And so we often have to get really quiet to hear the intuition speaking to our heart, because often it's whispering. It doesn't come right out and say, hey, you need to do this. It's these gentle nudges. And so what I'm feeling for you is that this is a time to really listen to your heart. And when your intuition is speaking to your heart, the way to know it's your intuition and not your ego is it usually uses very few words, and they're always said in love and kindness. If it's not said in love and kindness, it's not your intuition, it's your ego. Okay? So take some time each day to listen to what your heart is trying to say to you. Because the more time we give to our intuitive communication, the more frequent and the louder the whisperings become, until you just hear it flat out like you're having a conversation. Maybe not in your ear, but you just have a drop in of knowing, of like, oh, that's what I need. That's what my intuitiveness is showing me and telling me today. Okay? Nice. All right, Minnie. Of course, I can draw a card for you, Miss Minnie. I'm never surprised when you get trees. So your card is the Tree of Life. And the Tree of Life is fertility, creativity, destiny, and magical blessings. I don't know if you can see this very easily, but in the card, it has all these symbols of different religions as well. There's like the yin yang, and there's the Ankh, and there's the infinite sign as well. So when we're connected to the Tree of Life, which we all can be at any moment in time, we are really connected to the manifestation powers of the divine feminine. Very earthy, creative energy, things that are meant to take root on the physical plane and quickly. The Tree of Life really brings us the fruits of our labor faster. It's like the earth, brings up the divine feminine, and then all of a sudden everything's in bloom. It's a really fast manifestation process. And I know you know how to connect to that energy. I know that you know how to call on the Tree of Life to fill you with the fertile creative energy for your projects. And that's what it's reminding you to do, to call that Tree of Life information and energy up through your own tree, through your own body, so that it can take root and it can come to fruition even more quickly than you have been thinking. It's kind of like really quick if you call that energy in. All right? Phew. All right. Jackie. Absolutely, my dear. Your card is Gaia. If you can see her. But so Gaia is, the Earth Mother. She's about wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual understanding. She's been the connecting piece all evening, apparently, has been Gaia. So the wisdom that you've been seeking is rooted in the divine feminine. Our planet right now is going through a lot of divine masculine energy, and that's not meant to be a bad thing. It's been helpful for a long time. But we're in a place where we need to access a really deep layer of compassion, love, and understanding. And that comes from the mother energy. That's why a lot of people have been calling on Mary Mother or Kuan Yin to help them, remind them how to hold the Divine Mother inside of them. So Gaia is reminding you that you are a divine feminine being, sweetheart. And call that in however you connect to that. And if you're a nature mama, then literally go outside and ask the trees and the water and the earth to fill you and support you as you are moving through this time of transition. And if you have an affinity for Kuan Yin or for Mother Mary, then ask them. You're not taking away from someone else by asking for help. That's one of the things we do as women. We're worried that somebody who needs it more than us won't get it. That's just not possible. Gaia is able to be in every single being on the planet at the same time, including all the little animals. So there's no depleting her by asking her to help guide you through this and to access that really ancient feminine wisdom. It's not passed down in books, it's passed down in feeling and knowing. Okay? All right, my dear. Mary Ellen. Your card, my dear, is the Enchanted Forest. So the Enchanted Forest is, reminding us of all the magic that there is on the planet, all the magic that there is in nature. And I keep sort of seeing all the cute little fairies and the gnomes and all the little elemental creatures, right, that are magically waiting to help us. And so think about being in a child frame of mind, going into the forest and looking for your magic wand, like finding that beautiful wand, that stick that really holds the vibration of magic and excitement for you. Because our inner child remembers how to connect to all that elemental energy and uses the magic. And so all we have to do is go in a childlike wonder. And don't be worried about what other people think or how other people might respond. You need to take a journey into the magic forest. And if you can't go into an actual forest, well, then do it in a meditation and connect to the trees and the elementals and see what magic they're trying to bring into your life. Because, we get stuck in the mundane and we get stuck in the boring. And when that happens, it really slows down our energy field. It really slows down our being. We feel weighted down. We feel heavy. And that doesn't do anybody any good. So you either need to get out in the forest and find that wand, or you need to do so in a journey. But either way, you need to connect with your enchanted forest and bring some magic back into your life. All right, Neshi. Your card is reflection. Reflection, illusion, self-examination, and distortion. So the reflection card is a time for you to, you can reflect back. I know Star Nations, we've just had our 5th anniversary, right? And so you may be thinking about, where we've come from and how Star Nations has evolved. And you may be in that reflection. You may be in reflection with your mom, of things gone by. But be careful that sometimes we romanticize the old stories. We make them bigger than they were. Or we amplify their creation. It's the terminology my team is using. And that's when we get into a space of disillusion, because it's not quite true. So as you're doing this reflective energy and you're coming across feelings, emotions, you know how to cut cords and release. And I strongly advise that. But on top of that, check in with your heart and make sure that the energy and your memories are true. Because sometimes, like I said, we get in a space where we glorify the old days. And it's wonderful to honor those days, but make sure that you're honoring what is true for you. All right. Rochelle.
Yeah.
Your card is peace. Peace comes up when we're having a lot of brain spinning, unwanted chatter, or disturbing thoughts. When we get spinning in coulda, woulda, shouldas, and we worry about what might be or what could be. And then we start to create what we're worried about. It's okay to have that feeling come in or that thought come in quickly, and you say, thank you. Thank you for bringing this to my attention, that there's a part of me that is holding on to some fear and might like to worry about this, but I'm choosing not to worry about it. I'm choosing to allow the divine to let this unfold exactly how it's meant to. And I don't need to worry about it. And so really calming down that spinning. There's a lot of energy that's getting expelled, expended, maybe is a better word.
Yeah.
Getting used for spinning all these thoughts. Energy that you could use to create something magical and new, rather than allowing the worry to take over. So, to create peace within you, you want to be to those spinning thoughts. Thank you. Thank you for bringing this to my attention, but I'm not focused on that right now. Okay? That'll help bring you into a calmer, more settled place in your whole being. All right. Anne.
Yeah.
And your card is liberation. So liberation is really an opportunity for you to break free from a negative attachment. There's something that has been holding you back, something that you've been holding on to, and it hasn't been serving you. And I'm sure you know what it is that you've been holding on to, or you've been allowing to control your life, your thoughts, your thinking, and you're gently letting this thing go. And as you do, you're going to soar to new heights. It's going to give you so much more space. So lots of times we're liberating ourselves from our own creation. We've created this web of pain and uncertainty, and you don't need it any longer. So allow yourself to let go. You're not letting anybody else down. You're not hurting anyone else in releasing this attachment. You're actually helping whoever else is caught in the attachment to release their end of it as well. All right? Nice. All right, Allie.
Yeah.
Your card is Amethyst. And the amethyst is about transformation, about confidence, about certainty. But amethyst is also about swimming in the depths of your intuition, allowing yourself to open to the possibilities that are flowing around in your intuitive radar. When we open our perception to hold all of our senses, not just the ones that we can see and hear and touch, but that gut knowing, then we really step into the beauty and the power of the amethyst. We allow all of our energy to flow, all of our emotions to flow, and yeah, we become really confident and really certain. We stop asking other people for their opinion. You know, what do you think about this? We just start to know our own truth, and we don't need anybody else to do that, to guide that. And so step into yourself, step into your certainty. And if you don't own amethyst, you need to get yourself a piece, whether it's in jewelry or it's in a stone, and just really tap into how the amethyst can help you calm those waters of uncertainty, distrust, not trusting your own knowingness, and really expand that. I know sometimes it's hard when we have certain gifts where we see a lot more than we would like to, but there's a reason. And when we get to see it as a gift and not a curse, that's when we really can rock. All right. Nice job, sweetie. All right. Christina. Your card is Harmony. Power, self-confidence, productivity. Yes. This has really been big for you. Stop asking other people what they think, because you're just looking for validation for what you already know. You hold your own power. You hold your own truth. Step into that confident, assured goddess that you are and rock this thing, right? I mean, harmony is all of the flow coming into balance, but it's not like this quiet, like gentle lull. It's like holding all the fierceness of the divine feminine and all of the stability of the divine masculine, and bringing it all together to work together as one. And when you can hold that confidently within you, there's no stopping you. And when there's no stopping you, you're going to get a lot done. And you're going to get a lot of movement in your physical and your spiritual life all at once. So bring all that power in and use it because you know how to hold it. Nice. All right, Mary. Remembrance. So remembrance is resurfacing of past feelings and emotions. That's been happening for a lot of people in the last few weeks. So it's okay for those old emotions to resurface. It means you didn't have time to process them the first time they came around. You had to stuff them in. You couldn't feel them. You weren't allowed to cry. You weren't allowed to get angry. And so now you're in a safe space where it's time for them to go. But don't get caught in the memory. Don't get caught in the past. Honor the fact that you made it through that. You made it through that time. And now you can have a time to let that go. You can grieve if you need to. You can get angry if you need to. But feel it, honor it, and release it so that it doesn't have control over your life any longer, sweetie. Because otherwise it just resurfaces at inopportune times when you least expect it. But when we take control of our own healing and we let it go, then it doesn't have to come up again. Even if it's brought up again, it doesn't have the emotional charge to it any longer. All right? All right. So I didn't see Jill ask for a card, but my team is like, she needs a card. So, all right, Jill, you're getting a card. Your card is Purification Water. This is the emotional cleansing and rejuvenation. When we've gone through a huge emotional upheaval and things have surfaced that we didn't know were there, old pain, old anger, and it comes to the surface, we can sometimes shame ourselves, feel guilty for having had those emotions, feel bad that we've expressed those emotions on people who didn't need to hear it or didn't need to feel it. But your container, your body, your energy field couldn't hold that any longer. And so now you need to go through a purification process, and you can do that however that suits you. Even if you just get in a sacred bathtub. And what I mean by a sacred bathtub is you create a ritual bath. You put Epsom salts in, you take rose petals from a live rose and put it all on top of the water. You put candles in the bathroom and you ask the roses to absorb all your negative thoughts, all your negative feelings, and cleanse you and release you from the pain and the suffering that you've held on to. And after you do that, you empty the tub and don't touch the petals with your hand. Use a towel, pat them dry, allow them to sit out and dry, and then burn them and thank them for releasing all your pain. And if you can't burn them, then throw them out, but throw them out in a very symbolic way. And this can cleanse and purify your entire being. And this is really an important message for a lot of you out there, especially women who have trauma that you need to release. And roses are very potent and powerful for sexual trauma as well. And so that is really calling in the divine feminine energy for purification. So I encourage many of you out there, male or female, to go through this process and allow the pain to release in this way. All right. Aw, thank you, Judy. She said, perfect, beautiful lady, and I do listen to it. I just need to listen to it more and not let others change my directions. I needed you tonight, and I'm glad I listened. I'm here, and thank you so much. You are so welcome, sweetie. Nice. Nice. So Judy said, I have to leave now, but I just want to tell you, Polly Jo, when I listened to your words as we went through the meditation and the heart chakra, I had tears literally running down my face. I was amazed, but they felt so good. Thank you for that later. Bless you. You are so welcome, sweetie. So I think we have reached the end of our broadcast. I hope I didn't miss anybody. I think I got everyone. And if I didn't, I'll take just a quick moment to wait for anyone. So, I'll be here next Tuesday for chakra sessions at noon Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday. And then I'll be back for Soul Connections next week from 6 to 8, and it will be the full moon. So for those of you who normally celebrate the full moon here in person with me, we'll be doing that on Tuesday evening. My team came through and said that was important that we do that the night before, but for some reason, I need to be here for a big cleansing with you guys in the full moon. So we will be doing that next Thursday. If you're here in my neck of the woods, you're welcome to join us for our full moon healer share and meditation on next Tuesday, like I said, from 6 to 8. And we're also having a beautiful drumming journey this Saturday at 1 o'clock. So feel free to join us. And thank you, Neshi, for sharing. You can find me at trinityhealingsanctuaries.com if you're interested in and get a private healing from me, or if you want to know more about the spiritual blends and the healing blends that I've channeled to help guide you through your own healing process, I'd be happy to help. And with that, guys, have a beautiful and blessed evening, and I will see you next time. All right, bye.